A visit to the doctor can be a very frightening one for a little child, especially when he sees needles, knives and scissors lying around. I once had to make a visit to a doctor for an operation, when I was with my grandparents in Oslo in Norway. And I have never forgotten it. We were visiting my grandparents' house during the summer holidays when my mother said to me,
"We are going to the doctor this afternoon. He wants to look at your mouth and nose."
"What is wrong with my mouth and nose?"
"Nothing much, but I think you have got adenoids."
Now that was a difficult word for an 8-year-old, so I asked her, "What are they?" She told me not to worry about it as it was nothing. I held her hand as we walked to the doctor's house. When we got there, I was lifted up into a kind of dentist chair in the treatment room. The doctor had a round mirror strapped to his forehead and he looked into my mouth and up my nose. Then he took my mother to one side and had a quiet talk with her. I saw my mother looking very serious as she agreed to what he was suggesting. I watched the doctor as he boiled some water in a metal mug. He then placed a long, thin, shiny instrument in it. I was not frightened or worried as I was too young to realize that something out of ordinary was going to happen. Then a nurse entered. She tied a red, rubber apron round my neck. It was very big. Then she held a curved bowl under my chin, its curve fitting perfectly against my chest. The doctor bent over me, holding that long, shiny instrument, and to this day, I can remember it perfectly. It was as thick as a pencil and had many sides to it. At the end, the metal became much thinner, and in this was set a metal blade at an angle. The blade was just a centimeter long, very small, very sharp and very shiny. The doctor said in Norwegian,
"Open your mouth."
I refused as I thought he was going to do something to my teeth, and from my past experiences, I knew that it would be painful. The doctor spoke again very gently and like an ass. I agreed to open my mouth.
It would take 2 seconds.
The tiny blade disappeared and went high up into the roof of my mouth. The doctor gave the blade 4 or 5 very quick, little twists, and the next moment a whole lot of blood and flesh came tumbling out into the basin. I was horrified by the huge red lumps that had fallen out of my mouth, and too shocked to do anything but let out a yelp. I thought the doctor had cut off the middle of my head. The doctor simply said,
"Those were your adenoids."
I sat there, breathing hard. The roof of my mouth seemed to be on fire. I grabbed my mother's hand and held it tightly.
"Stay where you are, you will be all right in a minute."
I was still dripping blood from my mouth into the bowl which the nurse was holding.
"Spit it all out. That's a good boy."
Then the nurse wiped my lips and washed my face. They lifted me out of the chair and stood me on my feet. I felt very shaky. My mother took my hand and we walked the full half hour it took to reach home. No trolley car or taxi for me. My grandmother said,
"Let him sit in that chair and rest for a while. After all, he has had an operation."
So I sat near her and she covered one of my hands in both of hers and said,
"That won't be the last time you will go to a doctor, and with a bit of luck, they won't do you too much harm."
That was in 1924, when taking out a child's tonsils as well as adenoids without any anesthetic was a common practice in those days. I wonder, though, what you would think if a doctor did that to you today.